St. Martin. That was sick.
Look at that. 350 landed right as I went live, started the countdown. Pretty sweet. A350 came in and greased it. Got a FedEx feeder here. I wanted to fly FedEx. I don't have a FedEx livery on this Caravan. I looked on the Flight Sim TO on the completely new revamped terrible website, and I couldn't find one there either. I found one for the old version, blacksquare, but I figured we would take this one, pretend that it's our privately owned Cessna 208 and filled with 308. Now we're going to take a 208 up to TNCS and then over to St. Barts, so 2 little short hops. We're going to try to go VFR. It is raining and low clouds, so we're going to do some scud running. It should be a whole lot of fun. This is the Black Square Caravan, recently released. Buy it over at Just Flight. I just picked it up, $60 I believe for the full package, 67 USD, somewhere in there. Full package with the float version, the cargo and non-pod. We'll be looking at all those, not today, but in due time we'll definitely be checking them all out. FedEx livery is stock with Cargo Master. Am I not in the Cargo Master livery? Oh, this is the PAX variant. Okay, Flight Sim guy. Well, there we go. See, that's me. That's all right. I only bound this one up, so I don't want to switch variants right now. But like I said, privately owned Caravan. We're going to fly this one. I'm super excited for this. I haven't done a single flight in this airplane yet. I literally loaded in, bound my views, made sure my bindings work. I had a Cessna 208 binding profile already from the default 208, and I was like, okay, let's go live. I haven't heard it. I haven't flown it. That screenshot, I literally slewed up, bank, took a screenshot, made the thumbnail. So everything that you see here will be for my first time run through, so do apologize if I fumble it up here, but hey, it's PT6. How hard can it be? I'm very excited. I've heard very good things. Somebody was saying in the last stream that the Caravan is one of their favorite Black Square releases to date, which I find very interesting because the Caravan is actually one of the, let's say, less complex, but it's definitely less of an airplane to handle than something such as the Baron, the Dukes even, and of course the Starship. Starship is borderline airliner handling situation. But the Caravan is a very friendly airplane to fly. I have flown the Caravan briefly, taken the controls a couple times in Hawaii. Got to fly around with one there. The one operator that never hired me, Pacific Wings, bombed the interview. They've used to fly Caravans. I interviewed with them many moons ago when I was in CFI just trying to get out of instructing, and I did not get hired by them. So someone needs to do a Pacific Wings livery if they even have them. I don't even know what it would look like. Maybe I think they had a little logo, Pacific Wings, but that's my history with the Caravan. I don't know a whole lot about it other than it is an absolute workhorse of an airplane. The flight school that I worked at, we had a Caravan department that would do Grand Canyon tours and take people up in the Caravans, fly over the Grand Canyon and stuff. So it is an absolute workhorse, and I'm looking very much forward to checking it out with you live for the first time here. VFD dropping 10 gifted subs, starting it off great. Thank you so much, VFD, for the 10 gifted subs right here at V1 Nation. I appreciate you, man. Very kind of you for the 10 gifted sub channel, or 10 gifted subs to the channel. I always feel like I wish there was a way I could set so, like, if people donated subs during certain streams, they would have like a different tier or a different level. Because I feel like if you get a membership during a prop stream, it should be like a higher tier, because this is for the hardcores here. We like to fly props. I love flying props, more so than jets even, on the sim. man, it's becoming more popular. I think we've built a pretty good audience. I think we're all like-minded here that we fly in props now. But they are a ton of fun to fly. Let's get right into it. Two short flights, VFR. Looks like the weather just cleared up there, which is wonderful. We'll start with a pre-flight. Bill says this is his favorite aircraft in the sim right now. Really, Bill's Mafia. That is impressive, my friend. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at it. We'll spin the prop. We typically run your finger along the prop, leading edge of the prop there. You can tell mine's nice and dirty. I am running failures at 5x because it's Caravan and I want to see what we can do here. Jet fuel, Jet A only. We don't have any cargo compartment. I'll load that up and then we will we'll close those doors up. We'll get the pitot tube cover off there. We do have boots on this Caravan. Some Caravans don't have boots. But we got the boots there. Everything looks good. We'll go ahead and pull the chocks while we're walking around. Come around the tail here. T-Tut Company, how you doing, my man? Good to see you. Hope all is well. We still got the gust lock in there, so we can't move the flight control surfaces, unfortunately. Now, there is a rudder lock right here. Isn't this cool here? You can actually, we'll look at this, unlock before taxi and flight. Is that unlocked or up? I think is down. I think that's unlocked, right? I think so. Either way, even if you forget, you can by overriding, you can override it in the aircraft. Somebody just spooled up over there. Lot of little details on the Caravan that have been modeled by blacksquare. We'll take a look at it. Down is unlocked. Good, thank you. Like in the slipstream, that's how I looked at that. I love the version with the little radar pod and the big pitot tube. I think that's so cool. Landing light check. Look at this big old exhaust stack here. Anyway, I said hi to Tuco. I never read his super chat. It says, just took my first flight in the Caravan through Yosemite Valley. Ooh. And it was awesome. Pics in Discord. I saw your pics. I was going to ask where you got FedEx livery. Then I realized I'm the one that didn't choose the FedEx version. So... but that's awesome, man. I did see your pics. I was jealous that I don't have the FedEx livery, but it's right. This blue actually kind of slaps. I'm not gonna lie. It actually looks pretty good. So our pre-flight is done. We'll get over here. Look at this. This is really cool. This is actually the inert SEP, which is cool. You can see that actually open up when you pull the inert SEP handle. We'll hop in here real quick. Let's check this out. I believe it will open up. Go back outside. Get out of my way. Yeah, look, the inert SEP is open. You can see straight through. That is cool. That is very cool. All right, we don't need that open, though. Let's hop in, fire this bad boy up, and go fly. Let's go ahead and close the inert SEP. I'm going to just try to wing it with procedures in terms of the operation. We'll see how I do. We're going to go light fuel, so we only got 84 gallons aside. That's plenty of gas for what we are doing today. But let's go ahead and load up some packs. Let's go ahead and take, wow, 340 on that guy. Team Vodka joined the chat. There we go. Let's go ahead and get some weight out of there. We'll take, let's take 4 people over to TNCS, and we'll go ahead and get the cargo loaded. What's our weight? Max is 87. Gross is 72. That's good. About 1,000 under. That should be just fine right there. We got cargo bags, all those people. We've pulled all the chocks and covers. CG is a little off to the right. Might need a little later on shim. Should be good. Can't wait to see how many peaks this thing has. Mickey G, it's gonna. If you watch any video on YouTube, it's 1 peak, and it better have 1 peak. Or I'm gonna have a word with Nick. No. Engine is at 100%. Wonderful, because I haven't damaged it yet. I thought I did with my control bindings, but we're good. Repair starter, clean filters. That is so cool. We'll look at this briefly in cruise. I love these. I mean, I think I've taught the PT6 on this channel probably 3 times, 4 times maybe. I teach it again. I love talking turboprops. I love it when we have these diagrams. You can really see the intricacies of the motor and everything and how it's going in real time. It's just so cool. I really get excited. Electrical is all set up. Cabin is set up. It's getting toasty in here, but we're in the islands, so it's okay, man. Failures, we're at 5x, baby. 5x. I figured it's a Caravan. I should be able to handle 5x failures if we have a problem. So let's go ahead and fire it up. Get the battery switch on. Now, that's what I don't know how to silence. How do you silence that noise? We'll get our fuel selectors on. Wait. That's the fuel shutoff? Oh, that is so cool. Sounds like Wingnut is cooking steaks. If a fuel selector's off, warning. Yeah. All right. See, I didn't know about that. That's cool. Got a little bit of flickering there. That's probably on my end. All right. So we got the battery switch on. Let's go ahead and set up our lights. Nope. No smoking. Let's. Once I know where they are, I won't forget. So we go beacon nav. There we go. All right. So we got beacon nav are coming on. We're gonna go ignition at normal. Fuel boost to normal. Will be idle, forward, and cut off. And with that, we actually need to close those doors. There we go. The bottom doors are closed. I'm going to leave all the other doors open. So I should have done this before that. Let's go ahead and do the passenger doors. Let's close those. Which door? That's the cargo door there. Cargo pod doors, cargo door. We're going to leave the pilot door open. I turned on the right and left landing light. Oh, I did. Thank you. Well, there we go. Fuel low pressure. That's cool. You can hear the pump going. All right. Sounds up. Let's fire it up. Watching for peaks, Mickey G. NG's on the rise. $750. ITT's rolling back through 40%. Starter cutout. Oh my gosh, I love that. Close the doors here. I gotta move this view up here. Alright, we got the doors closed. Yoke is shaking. We got avionics 1, 2. We got a reset and on the generator. Reset and on. Let's get some internal lighting going on here. Alright, things are coming to life. That looks good. Alright, this panel is set. That's all good. Let's get the no smoking sign. Seatbelts are on. Props up to full forward. Mixture's on low idle. We're in beta. Let's go ahead and leave you in. I forgot we're in unrestricted. Let's go idle. All right, with you in idle, we're going to go enter, enter. Satellites acquire. That's in standby. We're actually going to squawk VFR. 1200. And we'll put you in standby. Squawk at 1200. We'll set 2,500 feet for right now as a reminder. All right, 2,500 is set. Semper Fire's needing help with the 7.3 bleed system. Next time you fly TIS, we'll do fly USMC, my man. I know we're not in the 7.3. What's up with that? I need to be in the 7.3 for you. Oh, that sounds so good. Thank you for the $5 super chat, man. You're having a hard time hearing my voice. Might have been because I was looking to the right. Maybe my sounds are too loud. I should probably turn them down. Mic is low. No, I've done absolutely nothing different than what I've been doing. It might just be the sounds of the sim. I shall turn them down. They have been turned down. Alright, flight plan. Can I... I thought I'd be able to send that to the 530. That's alright.
Radio check.
Loud and clear. TNCM.
Yep.
TNCS. Alright. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Where's headphone simulation?
Work.
No. Where is the headphone
Yeah,
jack?
maybe. 646, parting 10.
Here, I'll close that. It's probably much better, right? If I close that. All right, so we're all set up. That's on standby. That's looking good. Let's go ahead and release the brake. And there's not an air conditioner in here, right? But we do have cabin heat. We don't want that. Cabin heat, defrost. We don't want that. Vent on. There we go. We got the vent on. And vent on both sides. That's about all we can do. Sorry about you in the cabin. It's toasty. There is AC? Oh, it is. Oh, the caravan is so cool, man. Let's go cool. High. Everything all the way up. Temperature all the way down. Let's freeze them out. There is an air conditioning. Well, our compressor's not running. Why is that? Not enough power, perhaps? Look at that. Not enough torque. I love blacksquare. Blacksquare is awesome. Let's go ahead and taxi out. San Juan, or correction, Santa Martin traffic, November 357 Bravo Sierra, taxi runway 9er. We'll go high idle here anyway. Let's do a flight control check. Brakes are checked. We're going to do an intersection departure. But we're going to go down one more intersection over here. Yeah, we got plenty of room. We're going to take this intersection right here. Am I going to do the float version? I will. But not right now. Not today, unfortunately. We're going to just mess around with the caravan here. Taxi, it feels, look at the suspension, the nose bouncing. I love that. That feels very realistic. Bring you back to idle. Let's go ahead and set the brakes. Careful not to pull the inert set. All right, now there is a full slew of checklists that you can do. I was curious if have been abbreviated. Alright, that's all done for taxi, inert set, park brake, brakes test. We've done all that. Before takeoff, run up. We'll make sure we've done all this. Generator load, we're skipping all that today. Flaps 10, norm, 20 short. Okay, flaps 10, let's do it. Flaps set to 10. Inert set on for takeoff, ITT check increase. Actually, I kind of want to see that. What's Mickey G? ITT. Power lever 400 foot-pounds. We need a lot more energy. Moved about a half needle width. That's good enough for me. I love the vertical speed there, bouncing. All right, that looks good. Fuel heat, we don't need any of that. We don't need any de-ice. We don't need any of that. We don't. Ooh, should we do an autopilot check? Let's do an autopilot check. Now, let's go ahead and bring the pmdg back down. What's my beta light? Oh, we actually have a beta light. There you go. Prop beta. That's it. Let's do an autopilot check since we are going to be using the autopilot. So how we're going to do that, we're going to spin the heading mode around.
Team Martin traffic, November 404, Tango Farm, backtracking one-way window.
And I don't believe it will work with my force feedback yoke, but we're going to give it a shot here. Heading select. Oh my gosh, it is working. Oh, it is so cool. See, and it forces off. Excellent. So then what we would do is we'll go here. I'm going to do one more time. Autopilot engage. Try my manual disconnect. Manual disconnect. That is so cool. All right, so it does work. Let's go ahead and spin this around. Rough runway heading about 100. Actually, what is our direct course line? This guy back taxi. Direct track is 210 is what we need. So let's spin this around at 210. Yeah, we'll spin our heading rudder. 10. All right, and we're pretty much ready to go. Let's go ahead and close the window. Where's the guy backtracking at? Is he gone? St. Martin traffic, November 357 Bravo Sierra, departing runway 10 behind the backtracking caravan. There he is. Unfortunately, he cut me off. You don't need to go that far, dude. You're in a caravan. How far are you going to backtrack in a caravan? You need like 500 feet. Let's go on altitude. 1200 is on the squawk code. We're standing by on the lights. So we got left, right, taxi lights. We got smoking seatbelts, cabin lights on. And we'll shut the air conditioning off. So we're going to
The airport is Princess Juliana, not the pilot.
We'll go ahead and shut off the air conditioning and turn on all the lights after this guy blasts off. I wonder if it comes with a cargo variant. It does. There are 3 variants. There's cargo, passenger, and float plane. There are 3
Clear of
variants.
active runway, November 404, Tango Uniform.
Oh my gosh. Remember 357 Bravo Sierra, departing runway 10, St. Martin. Alright, so these are off. These are on. That's released. Let's go. Someone made a profile for the Windwing 737 MCP for the TBM and it works for blacksquare planes. Alright, I'm going to have to look into that for sure. Let me go real. Gosh, taxiing is amazing. It feels so realistic. Okay, that said, make sure trim is in the takeoff band. Wait, does it have to be all the way back here? It just has to be in here, right? Surely it just has to be in the band. Alright, let's go. Power's up, props up. Brakes released. Watch the torque. Going over torque. We're cooking. 55, 60 knots. Up we go. Oh wow, it's bumpy. And no runway remaining, coming through 90 knots, flaps up. Is my window open? No. Window's closed. Start the right turn. Let's go right over this beach town here. A little bit more trim in there. I think we did need a little bit more trim. Yeah, the vents are open. Is that the noise you're hearing? There you go, see? My vents were wide open to help cool the cabin down. Speaking of, now that we got that, let's go ahead and get the air on. Ah! Can't click it. I didn't turn. St. Martin traffic, November 357 Bravo Sierra type Cessna 208 Caravan. We're departing the right crosswind for runway 9er. Tracking southwest bow. Last call, St. Martin.
St. Martin traffic, November 404, Tango Uniform on the departure leg.
Oh no.
Martin traffic.
Departure leg. I tell you what, those clouds look a little high. Let's set 1,500 feet. 1,500 feet, there's our 1,000 to go alarm. We're going to that island out there. We don't even need anything else. We'll do a little pattern work in Maybe if, it depends on how long we have when we get back. If I'm trying to think if we'll do a full-blown St. Martin or back to St. Martin from St. Barts, we'll see how fast we go. I'm basically on a time crunch with the wife and kiddos because my truck is still in the shop. All right, there's 1,500 feet. We'll float everybody in the back. And we'll bring this cruise power back about 1,700. Bring prop back 18. And where is the plugs? Someone said for the ANR, T-Tut, where do you plug your headset in on this thing? A little bit more trim. Dreamerosity, it's been in the truck for, it's been in the shop for almost 2 months now, dude. To fix an oil leak. I'm so pissed. Left of the light switches. Oh. Oh, right there. There you go. Alright. That's not bad. Let's bring that power down a little bit. I actually like you. I don't know, it's too quiet with ANR. I love ANR, but I like hearing the engine. I'm really mad the float plane didn't win. Aaron, I will. Let me see if I can actually trim this out like an actual pilot here, and then I will explain to you. All right, there. Wow, that trim wheel moves it fast when I use the Bravo trim. All right, beautiful. Locked in. Let's go ahead and go heading, altitude, autopilot, heading, altitude, hold. Beautiful. All right. And we'll leave our lights on. We're below 10,000 feet. Let me fix my cabin air. That's coming on. So, Aaron's asking, what's the blue and the red lever? Is that what you're asking? Can you explain the black, blue throttle prop levers, layman's terms? Would you manipulate either of them? Absolutely. So, the black lever, I want you to think of the black lever as your power lever. That's how much power you're putting on, or that's how much power you're requesting from the engine. In this particular aircraft, the power is in foot-pounds of torque. So you're actually, think about how much torque you're demanding. So I'm going to increase torque here. I'm going to come up to, let's do 1,100 torque. So in simple man terms, it's literally, that's your throttle. That's your main throttle. That's the main lever that you're going to use to control the power of the airplane. The blue lever is the propeller lever. And I don't think there's a diagram of the prop, is there? It's just the engine. It's not the engine. So on a Duke stream, when I had more time, I did a full-blown propeller teaching lesson, which I would be very happy to do again if we do a longer flight of this. But essentially what the blue lever is going to do, it's going to manipulate the angle of attack on your propeller. So you may think, what do you mean angle of attack on a propeller? The propeller is an airfoil, just like the wing. So at a high angle of attack, you're going to have a very steep pitch on the prop. So as it spins through the air, it's taking a large bite of air. So in a, did I say that right? In a high RPM, well, let's see, I think I actually said that backwards. So in a larger pitch or a larger angle of attack, you're actually going to have lower RPM, because if you increase the angle of attack, what else do you increase? You increase drag and opposite forces on the propeller. When you go to full forward on the prop lever, you're actually going to demand maximum RPM, and the angle of attack is going to be slightly less on the propeller lever. Probably a terrible explanation, but I did a much better explanation on our last Duke stream. Wingnut tunes into Big Jet talking about super basic GA. Yeah. It's the question you commonly get, primacy, they're already ruined. I know, I already ruined it. I'm trying to make it more layman. All right, so the blue lever, think of it this way. The prop lever is going to control the angle of it. You can manually control the angle of attack of your propeller. Every airfoil has an optimum angle of attack for its current position of flight. When you have a fixed prop lever, you have a fixed pitch propeller and you don't have a blue lever, that prop is going to be probably good at everything. Slow flight, fast flight, medium, cruise flight, right? But if you have a variable pitch propeller where you can actually control the pitch of the propeller blades and adjust the angle of attack on the propeller blade, you can manually set an optimum angle of attack for your phase of flight. Cruise flight, climb flight. If you have to shut down an engine, you have to get into feathering the propeller, that's a different discussion. But that's more of a simple way of putting it. Wingnut. He said simple terms. Big Timu P51 owners entered the chat. Mr. Swift. I'll have to find. I actually did a video with a 3D or like with a. I did an instructional video on it on the Freight Dog Piston series in the run-up video. If you want to, it's old and cringe, but we actually watched it on the on one of our Duke streams before. But I went over it and we were able to mess with it in flight, which was kind of cool. It was on I think it was a Duke stream. We were going into Aspen or something, perhaps. Sensor and cruise reduce both levers now? Yes, you absolutely could. So I brought the power back to a cruise torque, right? I'm only pulling 1200 torque, and my prop's at 1900 RPM. Depending on your SOP, they may say, hey, 1700 RPM. Or if you have not on this particular engine, but some of the larger PT6s even have quiet cruise, which is like 1600. It's even less RPM, right? So you can see it bringing the power back, or bringing the propeller lever back. But each operator is probably going to have a different SOP. Like flying, when I was flying 99s, they wanted 1700 RPM. But if you're on Friday power, you're probably doing 1850 RPM. Highball! Thank you for the 10 gifted subs, my man. Appreciate you, dude. Very, very kind. Very, very kind of you, Highball. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs, my man. All right, there is TNCS. What is the name of TNCS Airport? I don't think there's anybody there. Let's go ahead and turn the autopilot off and we're going to overfly. This is where we landed the Duke before. Canadian. Oh, look at that. Canadian prop SOP is 1400 RPM for cruise. Saba traffic, November 357 Bravo Sierra. We're going to overfly the field to make left traffic. Any traffic in the area of Saba, please advise. All right, so as we start our descent on the way down, I'm going to pull the torque off the airplane. I'm actually going to increase the RPM on the torque, which theoretically is going to help you slow down a little bit, not much. What we're doing, since we're doing 120 knots, we're cooking. We're going to just come in here, overfly. We're going to take a look at the windsock, and then we're going to make left traffic. And then I'm going to put you into OBS mode.
Saba traffic, FedEx 646. We're going to follow it. Traffic ahead of us wide to the longer downwind.
Thank you, Canadian, for the 5 Canadian super chat, my man. Appreciate you. All right, so I put my CDI into OBS mode for the runway, and I kind of
traffic, November 404.
dive down
I'm just
here.
going to orbit overhead and watch the fish off.
That's runway 12. We do have a headwind if we take a look at our windsock there off the left. All right, this will be interesting. Saba traffic number 357 Bravo Sierra, upwind 12, left traffic, full stop. All right, 90 knots. Let's see if we can maintain that. Reset the magic barrel ref. We'll start our crosswind turn. A little bit more power.
Saba FedEx 646, we're turning base.
Should be at 1,000 feet, but we're just going to kind of keep it down here at 500. Why not? We're having fun on the islands, Mom. Saba traffic 357 Bravo Sierra entering left downwind 12. All right, 100 knots. Prop full forward. That's actually a low RPM alarm. We're going to be real low here at 500, but we got to keep it on. Where's that FedEx? Hey, FedEx, you on final?
Yeah, we on final.
Yeah, I see it. We see you now. 357 Bravo Sierra, we're going to turn basebound FedEx on final 12. Saba. So there's the FedEx. He's on final. We'll extend our downwind. Probably should have went all the way up to pattern altitude. As we prepare for the approach, I'm not sure if you can land with the air conditioning on or not. Let's just go ahead and turn it off. Okay. Air conditioning is off. 100 knots. Stay a little bit lower. This is not a standard traffic pattern. And let's go ahead and go flaps 10. And we'll start the base leg. Whoa, look at that balloon. Oh, that's awesome. Bad job piloting, but awesome flight dynamics. So if you've flown a Cessna, you know that flaps 10 balloon. It is prominent. Caravan, no different. It's a Cessna. It's not even on steroids. It's on like a protein shake. It's like a Cessna on a protein shake is the Caravan. But that flaps 10 balloon, that was really cool to see. Excellent flight modeling there. Oh wow, look at that wind's pushing us. Saba traffic 357 Bravo Sierra, turn to final 12. Alright, let's go ahead and really start slowing down.
So traffic, FedEx 646, we're clearly active.
Alright, slowing her down. We're in the white arc. It's 20. Is there 30 on the Caravan? I think there is, right? Yeah. Maybe? Yeah, flaps 30. Alright, now we'll really be able to slow it down. Oh, this flight model is great. It feels very believable. I feel like I'm back in primary flight school. All right. A little bit hot here. We're still far out. Once we get a little bit closer, try to get her down to right around 74, 72 knots there. Short field landing. All right, so gas is on, prop mixture's full up. No gear lever to worry about. Flaps are config. All right, we're gonna hang it on the prop here. Watch that. See, we're right on the bottom of that green arc. Could actually be a little bit slower. I should have turned on flight recorder for this. That's all right. Let's put it right on the numbers. Right on the numbers, chat. Oh, bounced it. Whew. That wasn't a pretty one. That was my first ever. But we made the exit. I keep reaching for a tiller with my right hand. That's ridiculous. Tail strike? No, that was no tail strike. What are you talking? We just kind of bounced it. I should have had the recording on. We'll do the recording for the St. Barts for sure. Slammed it harder than Wingnut and his Rhino. All right, what we're going to do here, since it's pretty tight, I'm actually going to turn around, face out, because I don't know how that caravan's going to get out. All right, so we're not going to shut down. We're going to hot load. Park brake is set. Those lights are coming off. We need to open the door. Let's actually do a low idle. I don't know how much we did to make some of this. All right, payload. Let's pick up 2 more passengers. Oh my gosh, look at our CG. We gotta lighten this load up a little bit. This will be a fun St. Bart's approach. All right, CG looks good. I'm moving it forward. 7,500, we're 1,000 below, got plenty of gas. We picked up our 2 passengers. And they had 50-pound bags each. All right, we're fully loaded. Let's go to St. Bart's. Which one's the center? That's the recog, so that works. All right. Saba traffic 357 Bravo Sierra taxi runway 12. £340. You got Turk on board? Yeah, you and Turk, Wingnut. You and Turk on board. Miss V1's in the house. Are people's computers broken? We need more likes. We do need more likes for prop stream. Miss V1 is waiting for me. She's going to pick me up after the stream. So if you are enjoying prop content, please do smash down on that like button. We will do another. We're going to do probably 3 streams in this upcoming where we can check out each variant. And we'll be much more proficient. We'll get into more detail with prop operation, PT6, because I feel like with as popular as you guys have been saying you enjoy that, or with as much as you guys have been enjoying this airplane, I think more people are getting into GA with great airplanes like this. So it may be worth doing maybe a little bit of a longer flight with a full run-up procedure, doing load, amp checks, all that stuff. Just picked up the Citation X and I'm loving it. Ooh, glad to see you back. Hey, Clayton, as I taxi off the runway here. Clayton, thank you so much, man, for the 23 months of support. Glad you're enjoying the Citation 10. That is another sleeper of an airplane that I really enjoy in the sim, is the Citation 10. Absolutely. We're going to use all available runway here. Wow, the ground handling might be my favorite black square ground handling airplane yet. It feels so good. Bill's Mafia, how realistic does that feel? You're flying the 172 right now, right? All right, we need to reset our flaps, right? So that's the flaps are up, flaps 20 for short field. Flaps 20 is set, lights are set, air conditioning is off. Saba traffic, November 357 Bravo Sierra, departing 12. Oh, before we depart, where are we going? TFFJ. Don't do this on the runway, chat. Oh, dang it. Sorry, Vodka. TFFJ. Cool. That'll get us in the right direction. Here we go. Hold the brakes. Power's coming up. Verify my trim is actually in the takeoff arrow. Get it up to the governor. She's set. And nice and smooth with the power. Nice and smooth. Watch the torque. A little less. Here we go. Brakes released. Ooh, you hear that was so cool, that bump. Got the stall warning horn. 55, looking for about 60 knots. Short field. There she is. Let's go, baby.
Southwest, gear in back tack.
Positive rate, gear up. No runway remaining. Let's lower the nose. We'll go flaps 10. Don't even have to lower the nose. Just going flaps 10 is really going to get that nose to come down. We're going to head this direction. Keep lowering the nose. Coming through about 90 knots. Now we'll go flaps up. Watch, if I don't touch anything, watch the vertical speed. Look, that's the opposite of the balloon, right? So you go flaps 10 to 0. You want to make sure you're adequately trimming. All right, TFFJ, direct enter, enter. Not sure what that alarm is about there. Ooh, maybe torque. Is that the high torque? And we'll go about 1900. Climb. We'll take it up to 1500 feet, just like we did on our last flight. Direct track is 068 to St. Bartholomew. All right, out of 100 knots, we'll leave our lights on. We'll get the air conditioning back on. Don't do that. Oh, the altitude alert.
Up number 606 up whiskey, departing with 2.
Duh. Man, it does fly really nice. Since we're on turboprop, I wanted to put an end to the startup peaks ITT. Oh no, here we go. 2 peaks on big PT6, aka 1900D. On small PT6, King Air A100. 1 peak. Really? Okay. Well, you know what? I did see the 1900 with 2 peaks. However, I still believe it might just be that 1900 model, man. I wonder if Mickey G's King Air has your engine in it, because even in the 200s and the 350, they're all single peak, and the 350's got the big engines, but probably not, maybe not as big as the 1900. So that would make sense, Canadian. That would make sense, my man. Thank you for clearing the air. All right, we're level 1500 feet, trimmed out nicely. We'll go ahead and gauge the autopilot, heading, and altitude is going to capture 1500. There we go, altitude cap mode, wonderful. Since Miss V1 is waiting for us, we're going to actually use our Friday power to St. Barts. So let's ask 1300 torque, 1900 RPM, see where that gets us. How's our cabin temperature? 72 degrees in here. Beautiful. We're cooking with gas, chap. Dude, this plane takes me back to my freight dog days. Got up at 4 a.m. this morning. MLU to MEM, half asleep, ate a vending machine, egg salad, sandwich, just going home. Dude, that is awesome. Classic Jet Sim pilot. That is awesome, man. Yeah, it's I can see why you guys are having fun. I really want to load the cargo variant. What we're going to have to do is we might have to do an old freight dog route of mine out there on the West Coast, Best Coast. I'd love to get up. Well, I would say I wouldn't love, but I think it'd be fun to get up and do like a real-time stream. I want to actually use to fly a cargo run out there. We'll have to do like a 5 a.m. departure on the stream. Run our freight dog route. Maybe we'll do a different one. We'll do like Fresno, Visalia. Ugh, it's not as pretty as going north. Full Seaman Transport. You know, we've never done my Texas run in the freight. My for the longest time, the longest Texas run I had was DFW Lubbock at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a 3 a.m. wheels up. Get to Lubbock, you had to beat the A300 in. If you didn't beat the A300 into Lubbock, you couldn't get on the ramp. So it was imperative that we got in before the A300 did. And then the A300 would offload, and we would take the cargo, because we'd be empty Dallas to Lubbock. And then we'd get the cargo from the A300, load up, and then go to Pampa, Texas. And that route was one of the few that was purely, it was a VFR route. You could fly it because you had visual, well, the Dallas to Lubbock route was a VFR. It was one of the very few night VFR routes because of the windmills. So if you had adequate visual references, there was a handful of routes that were VFR, and you could go Dallas, Lubbock, VFR at night, weather permitting, of course, because you'd point the nose at the big windmill farms and blink in red. They had beacons on them. Miss V1, she remembers. Miss V1, get this, Chad. Miss V1 would get up at 2:15 in the morning, drop me off at the airport. We had one, because we had one car. My truck was up in the outstation in Pampa. So she'd get up at 2:15 in the morning, drop me off at the airport by 2:30, 2:35. We lived in Grapevine, so we lived real close to the airport, which was awesome. Then I'd load up. It was empty, so it was really easy. You just showed up to the airplane, get the can, make sure the weather was good, blast off. Had to be wheels up at 3 a.m., fly to Lubbock, get the cargo, fly to Pampa. That one was not a VFR approved route. You actually had to be IFR on that one. Get in at Pampa around 9 a.m. or so, depending on situations. Sometimes you'd stop in Amarillo. Then I'd sleep in the back of my truck until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon in a Best Western parking lot. Use the bathroom at McDonald's. Go to the airport. Fly all night. And the night route kind of shifted. It'd either be Oak City or Clinton Sherman. And then Wichita Falls back down to DFW. Miss V1 would pick me up at 10 p.m. after working all day, 9 to 5. She'd then pick me up at 10 p.m., bring me home so I could sleep for like 3 hours, 4 hours. Because the crew rest was the maintenance hangar. It was a bunk in the maintenance hangar. And I tried sleeping there one time, and it is like you could not sleep there. But yeah, she's the real MVP, man. My schedule sucked, but she had it real rough. And she had 2 puppies at home too. She would take out. She would drive home for lunch, let the dogs out, and then go back to work. Have I flown the new Learjet update? Clayton, I have not. I would love to. I would love to. Like I said, man, this is my first day back looking at anything sim in like 3 weeks. So there's a lot I need to catch up on. A lot I need to catch up on. Do I have kids at this point? No, we didn't have any kids. We had two small dogs, though, which arguably would be... well, no. They were a lot, though. But no kids at that point. Josh Abini says, I think beta is bugged. It dropped RPM so much the generator switches off. I'm not sure that's a bug. I think we'd have to speak to a real caravan. I'm not saying it isn't a bug either, but I do know of some airplanes where if you do drop it into a low beta, the generator can trip offline. Not supposed to happen, but I have seen this. I actually had a 99 drop a generator when I was doing a short field landing in Clinton Sherman, Oklahoma, in a nasty storm, and that was kind of interesting. And that was, yeah. But it was, we had 2 generators. But yeah, I'm like, what the heck was that? I remember because my comms died. I'm like, what? Why did my comms die? I'm like, the freaking generator's offline. T-Tut, Nick doesn't write bugs. He's a machine. Check your fuel balance. Do we only? Oh my gosh, guys, look at that. Look why we're leaning. No, we're okay. Well, no, look at that. We got more weight in the, look at this. So you see how we're kind of tilted to the left? I was getting ready to do some aileron trim. We actually are a little out of balance. So let's go ahead and go fuel boost on, right? And, oh, I don't have an overhead binding. That's on me. We need to go left or right off. And burn from the left tank. See if we can't burn that down. Let's go ahead and pull a little. Let's go 1500 torque. Let's do a little autopilot descent. Let's see how fast we can get this thing. Let's go set 1,000. Or no, let's set 1,000 and then oh no, hold on. 1,000 feet arm. How do I throw you into vertical speed? Ah, there we go. Took me a minute. But now I armed, yeah, we go 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet armed. Vertical speed. There we go, 700 feet. There we go, we got it. We got it. Crisis averted. Let's see if we can get this sucker fired up. St. Bart traffic, November 357 Bravo Sierra, Cessna 208 Caravan inbound in traffic of St. Bart's, please advise. What is the St. Bart's runways layout? I should know, it's famous. There's only one runway we're going to land on.
St. Bart's traffic on November 646 Alpha Whiskey is also a 208. We're going to follow the traffic ahead for a landing eastbound.
How many charts? 10 is the one, right? Yeah, 10
November
knots.
404 Tango Uniform, Caravan number 3, following traffic.
So let's go ahead and go OBS mode, and I'm going to set course to 10, which is going to give me a rough extending the line, right? So 090, that's runway 10 roughly. There's our 1,000-foot alert. How's our fuel? We're definitely out of balance a little bit. We do our best here. Try to get it centered up before we remind me before we land. We got to make sure we deal with that. Power's coming off. Let me get flight recorder up for this landing. We will not have enough time to go all the way back to St. Martin, unfortunately. I believe Miss V1 is waiting for me. Let me ask. Are you still here? Or you have time? Oh, you left too early. Okay, so she's ready. So we won't continue on to St. Martin, but we will attempt this landing. So, autopilot's coming off. Imbalanced fuel is coming online. Power's coming back. PT6 is great. Check this out. Bring it to idle. You don't have to worry about stage cooling. Props coming full forward. Mixtures are full forward. Air conditioning, we're actually going to shut off for this one as well. And we're probably going to have to do a practice approach here. We might have time for a practice approach. Why do I have aux fuel pump on? That's me, my bad. After our cross-feeding situation. Let's get the recording on. Recording is on. There's the altitude alert, 3,000, flaps 10. This is, talk about short field. Let's make short field look like long fields. Flaps 20. A little bit choppy through here. I'm actually going to zero you out. Actually, no, let's do this. Let's get you out of the way. Put you at 2,700. Runway's in sight. Flaps 30. Props and mixtures are already set. Crossfeeds are both. Lights are set. Alright, let's see if we can't drop this sucker in right over the hill here. Oh my gosh. I need to raise my seat. Oh, we floated. Oh, shit, we gotta go around. Shoot. All right, sorry, Dave, we're going around. Power it up, nice and easy, nice and easy. Watch that torque. Yep, we're going around. All right. Flaps coming up one, keep climbing. Same part traffic, 357 Bravo Sierra going around. We're gonna try again from way 10. Oh, let's fly over the cruise ship. Let's clean it up. Trim, 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 trim. Let's do a flyby of the cruise ship. That is cool. Highly illegal as well. All right, let's take it back up. Whoa, over torque. Big over torque there. I gotta try that one more time. At least you guys didn't go in the famous twin video. I know, Dale. That twin that landed basically on the other end of the runway. PC-12 at 2D leaving flight level 7. Oh, 170. Okay, so he's coming in, but he's still a way out. All right, let's try this again. Oh, I see a guy on final. Look at that. There's the FedEx feeder. There goes vodka. St. Bar traffic, 357 Bravo Sierra. We're on extended left downwind runway 10. We got the two traffics in final in sight. We'll follow the second guy in. There's the second traffic on final right there. All right, let's try this again. We're in the white arc. Power's coming back. Flaps 10. Look at this. If you go power to idle, flaps 10, at the same time, it kind of nullifies that balloon effect, right? Because if you bring the power out, the nose wants to drop. So if you time it up, those are little niche things. Bring the power to idle, drop flaps 10, and you basically don't change your pitch much. All right, flaps 20 is coming in. Recording is still on, in the turn. A little bit of an overshoot here. All I see is I'm canceling my sub. Wingnut texted me. I must not have been answering his questions. Flaps 40 is coming in, or whatever it is on this thing. What is it 40 on this thing? Just landing flaps. All right. Let's drag it in. Dragging it in on the prop. Region of reverse command here. I'm going to raise my seat a little bit.
November 404, Tango uniform clear of active.
The blip sound? Oh, that's a PC-12 that's landing. But he's on Iveo. But he doesn't have a mic. All right, here we go. So here we go. Bring that power out. Too much speed. Power out. There you go. Bring it idle. Now nose it down. Aim for the numbers. And round it out. And set her down. Oh my gosh, I had too much juice. Oh, there we go. That was a bounce too. Dang, why can't I get my reverse on? That was fun. Well, hello, fellow freight dogs. How do you do? Let's get the inert SEP on. We're going to go into the sand here. Let's turn it around. We'll clear the runway. Let's stop the recording. Let's get out of the way. I think that PC-12 is on final runway 10. Oh, no, he's going around. He's way over there. He's not on our runway 10. Let's hustle him up off the runway.
Temperance number 646 Alpha Whiskey, we're clear of 10.
And 357 Bravo, sir, we're clear of 10, Barts. Yeah, he's not gonna, there's no way he's gonna land. I think he's overflying. Alright, flaps are coming up. Let's do a quick shutdown. And we'll get out of here. Do the replay. Let's go ahead and turn the avionics off. Fuel boost off. Flaps are up, trim is set. Do you feather the prop in the Caravan? I don't know. Feathered. Alright. Time to take a look. It was an honor flying with you, gentlemen. See you next time. Alright, park brake set. And we're going to disconnect. That was fun. Take a look at the replay. Pull those back on. Let's get you on. Close the window. This will be our go around here. We'll put you back on norm. Put you on norm. There we go. I'll disconnect the yoke because the yoke's going to spaz on me here. Man, that was fun. We need to do a full-blown St. Bart's Caribbean tour in this thing. Full-blown tour. Every island. Feather before shutdown. Thank you. Thank you, President. Rail Cover, good to see you. I'm in danger. Nah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, too much power. I was too late on the idle. Too late on the idle there. And then we just... Oh! Like, ah! Looks like Wingnut trying to land is what is it again? Swift. Yep. Just got to punch out, go around. Establish a positive rate of climb, or runway remaining. Start retracting flaps. this will be cool. I kind of want to see this ship fly by here. When's the next stream going to be? In 1 month? Man, I hope not that long. Not for a while, although I'm going to be... Well, here's the thing. If I don't get called on my first day of reserve, which I hope it's on Saturday, I will do a stream. We'll see. Alright, that was our flyby. Let's go all the way up around. Oh, pattern work. That was really cool, actually. Resume. Here's our landing attempt. Done with line training? Yep. Oh yeah, training's done. I'm actually 10 hours away from consolidating, which means 100 hours on type. Gotta hit 100 hours before a certain amount of time. So almost got that done. Yes, man. Alright, here we go, here we go. Power's coming out. Here we go. Oh my gosh! Did you see how close we were? Hold on, we have to stand there for the last replay. Oh, that was almost perfect. Almost perfect. Oh, look at the flex, the tubular flex. That is cool. I took out C208 Company's tripod. I think I'm gonna have to do instant beta on touchdown. Let's turn that on. Hold on. We have to do this. We have to go over here. This is gonna be something. Hold on. So let's do this. Boom. Oh no, I did it wrong. Mistake. Oh, did we bounce off of the... Did we bounce off of the road? Did we bounce off the road? Hold on, hold on, hold on. I gotta watch this in half speed. This will be the thumbnail, absolutely, T-Tut. Look, you're just sitting here, hanging out. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Did we actually touch? I mean, that's as close as you can get without touching. I just want to see the wheel come right over the head here. Alright, hold on. I gotta figure out how to do pause. We're gonna go back right to where we almost touched, and then this is it. I'm going. I'm shutting down. I know this one is waiting on me, so right about there. So I'm gonna reset. I go here. We're gonna go outside. This is our flyby. Reset. Reset. I forget how to do it. It's been so long. That's off. That's on. There we go. Here we go. Booth review, AJ. I think the right wheel touched. Here we go. Let's see. Last, here we go. Half speed. Look at us just hanging on the prop. Oh, I can't tell. I don't think we touched, but that's about as close as you'll ever get without touching. All right. Black Square Caravan. As with anything Black Square, it's absolutely amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little stream. There will be much more to go. We'll do bush flights. I think this is opening up a whole slew of whole slew of flights we can do. All right, I'm out of here. You guys enjoy the replay. I will catch you on the next one. Hopefully it's not 3 weeks from now. Thank you all for the support. Please hit the like button on the way out. This was a lot of fun. The prop streams don't get a whole lot of traction. Best way you can get the traction is by smashing down that like button before you go. So thank you all for the support. Thank you, AJ. Thanks for those that flew along. That made it fun. That was fun having a couple little traffic's going along on the St. Barts. So we'll maybe do a group fly-in one night. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the rest of your week. Until the next one, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See ya! That's how full flaps and lands on the regular.